Love chatting about spiritual awakening? Want to learn more about connecting with source energy and allowing the universe to act on your behalf? Well, grab a beverage and welcome in the weekend with Lindsay every Friday from 7 to 8 p.m. on her show, Card Pulls and Coffee, as she channels messages from the divine realm or chats with a guest. Lindsay is a mindset coach, intuitive channel, and energy clearing practitioner. If you're feeling stagnant, overwhelmed, or full of self-doubt, Lindsay will guide you to come back to remembering who you really are. Join Lindsay here on WLFE DB Radio.
Welcome to Card Pulls and Coffee with special guest
Lauren.
The sun is like setting over the lake right now, and it's really pretty.
Oh, I wish I could see it.
I could take a picture of it and send it to you.
Yeah. I'm glad that you got to go to the lake and have a really nice. When you come back tomorrow or when?
Yes, I come back tomorrow. We have to be out of here at 10:30. So my family's on Keuka Lake right now. I'm actually going to I think I'm going to shut this really quick, but we're on Keuka Lake and it's fabulous.
Beautiful.
Yes, it is just so beautiful out here. We're really lucky to have the Finger Lakes.
Did you get to go to any wineries?
No, not yet. I don't really like wine.
Oh.
I know. So, also, have you been to your cottage?
We were there, I think. I mean, I was there for 4th of July, but maybe one other time after that, but it hasn't been very often. Our weekends are busy. Gianna has soccer.
It's hard to be a mom.
Just doing mom stuff. So my weekends kind of get away from me a little bit.
I feel that. Hi, Beth.
Hi, Beth.
So we have our special guest, Lauren Gately, on. I almost said Lauren Nocera.
I'm still hurting.
And we are just going to chat about the universe. We're definitely going to pull some cards for the collective. Beth, let us know if you want a card. I'll add you to the list. We're just going to be chatting, catching up, and talking about some of the mysteries of the unknown. For anyone that doesn't know, I'm a mindset coach and the founder of Picture Perfect Mind, and I really help people to become the fullest expression of themselves in this world, which means we have to decrease your stress response, navigate the inner critic, and help you to really come back to your essential energy and self, because that's who you deserve to be in this world.
Love it.
Any questions? Are you hiding in your car?
Yes, I am. Nathan, my husband, is doing bath time right now with our 2 little girls. So I had to get away. Otherwise, they'd be climbing all over me and screaming and yelling. And yeah.
Yeah, it's very nice of him. Thanks, Nate. Shout out to Nate, who's Lauren's husband.
Got a line right in the middle. So I was like, gotta go. Bye. Good luck.
Yeah, got class. I have something to do. I'll be back in like an hour. Don't die. Don't burn the house down.
Everything will be fine.
Everything will be fine. Yeah. So, okay, I'm going to pull some cards for the collective first. Then we'll go to Beth. But Lauren, what's what are your thoughts today? What are your thoughts?
So on my mind, and you and I kind of talked about it a little bit, I think earlier in the week, but about dealing with other people's expectations of you and how you should be living your life, what you should be doing as a career, how you should be parenting. We talked about it a little bit, but like that is just really, it's hard work to kind of deal with other people's opinions of yourself. And I say because I accepted a new position outside of where I currently work, and it's a big change, and people are kind of like questioning it, and they're confused about why I would leave where I currently am, because it's a good state job, all the benefits, pension, health insurance, all of that. and I'm going to something that's less hours, but very flexible, a lot more freedom, a lot less pressure and stress. And people are kind of like, well, they may view that as kind of moving backwards, and not like don't you want to like climb that corporate ladder and like keep elevating and getting promotions and things like that? And I just got a promotion. The position I'm in now was a promotion, and
Right.
it came with a lot more stress, responsibilities, and like pressure, as well as the raise, which was nice. But I feel like in this season where I am right now, I need
Mm,
better work-life balance. That's
yeah.
that's what I'm telling people, that, when they're like, oh, like they kind of, when I tell them, at work about what it is, and they're kind of like, even family and friends kind of had similar reactions. And you went through this too when you left your like good full-time Monday through Friday job, and you're doing this now, and people really were like, what, how are you gonna
It's
make that?
fascinating how people, like, almost don't even know what to say sometimes
Mm,
because which is okay. It's not that anyone's having an incorrect like, everyone's coming from our own filing cabinet and our own experience and society and all of these different things. So, I even felt like when I went out on my own, everyone had an opinion or they looked at me like I was nuts.
right.
Like, and that's not to say there weren't supportive people, like, there definitely were,
Yeah.
but it's almost like you're speaking a different language and you're
Mhm.
trying to tell them what you're doing and they just can't comprehend.
Right, right. They're like, well, where's your health insurance going to come from? And how are you going to do retirement? And I'm like, "Well, the same way other people who don't have state jobs do retire, like save for retirement." And
Right.
I think you said like there are other ways to gain wealth than, you know, the like normal route that a lot of people are just accustomed to doing. So
Yeah.
for some people, climbing the ladder, are very career driven. I have a good friend at work who's like that. She just wants to keep going and going and going. That's great. And then for me though, I'm like, I personally, it's a lot to juggle, and like something had to give
Yeah.
because I was kind of like spiraling a little bit, and I'm like, I can't, I'm so needed at work and I'm so needed at home that it's like a burnout was happening.
And I'm sure, first of all women and honestly most men I think understand this, but women specifically and moms, like being
Mhm.
a mom on top of it all, like we have our personal life and we have work life. And it's like there's only so much energy you have to give. There's only so many resources
Mm.
that you have to give, you know? So it's like it's exhausting. And for me, so the term wealth is derived from well and healthy. And there are people that love to climb the corporate ladder and it's not putting it down. I think there's like different expressions of ourselves in the world, which is why I always say that become your fullest expression of yourself and that can change. But there are so many more ways to access that feeling of wealth than
Mhm.
just the traditional like way to go about it. And if you are not happy on a day-to-day basis and not knowing how you were going to sustain yourself moving forward, like that's the reason that you're transitioning, you know?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I I walk out the door at 6:30 in the morning, and then I don't get home until after 5, and then it's the dinner, bath time, bedtime, and then, my weekends are like away getting away from me. So I wasn't happy with how everything was going. So I'm super grateful that this opportunity came about. I mean, I saw the posting, I think on Facebook Jobs, like who even looks there, but saw it, threw my resume in, and then got a call the next day. So I think
It's aligned.
yeah, like everything was kind of, it came together for me really well.
And our ego, and like I'll look at the cards for the collective, and this is probably going to translate into what we're talking about, but our ego is like, you're not going to be safe. How are we going to be able to figure this out? And that's how our brain is supposed to function. We haven't developed past really the primal stages of when we were always in fight or flight. We were
Mhm.
always running from something. So the brain is real, it is going to be scared of change. But the other thing we have to remember is that change is not permanent and everything will always change. So it's like this doesn't have to be the forever position.
Mhm.
And you're going to be taken care of. And what are the affirmations we have to take into our day-to-day life to be able to form the place of safety from within ourselves, which
Mhm.
is easier said than done, but it's really that process of working out the brain and saying, okay, what do I want to believe? Do I
Mm.
want to believe I can't leave this job? Do I want to believe that I'm not going to be okay without it? Do I want to believe that I'm going to be tired for the next 20 years of my life? Do I want
Mm.
to set precedent for my children? Do I want to be happy and healthy on a day-to-day basis? Do I want to feel like I'm taken care of? And some people are like, my career is so important to me, and they create that balance where that is for them.
Mhm.
It's not for everyone. And maybe in 5 to 10 years, all of a sudden you'll be like, oh, heck yeah, I want to go back and kill
Mhm.
it.
Mhm.
You
Yeah, maybe. Doubt it. Maybe.
know? Say hi if you're watching. Ask for a card pull. I'm just pulled some cards for the collective. Lauren's sharing her thoughts, and I think this is what a lot of us are going through in the collective, even if it is not a job transition, it is transitions in our day to day. And let me know if you want a card pull. We have Beth next on the list. So here's what we got. I heal the habit of fear, and I embrace the habit of love. When I surrender my will to the care of spirit and the universe, I attune my energy with an ever present stream of well being. I am taken care of.
Mhm.
And I let the universe catch up with my dreams.
That's perfect.
So everything we were just saying, but the ego mind will tell us it's not happening quickly enough. So
Mhm.
it's how do we create the new neural pathways that we can just continue to travel over and over and over again until we believe what we want to believe. And it's not about not recognizing reality, it's about finding evidence for the reality that we want to create in our
Mm.
lives and in the world. It's like that corny saying that's like, be the change you wish to see. But
Yeah.
doing that for yourself is going to have such a ripple effect on others.
Mhm. Yeah, when you do the work and you make the change, then you're happier, you're more organized, you have more energy because you made that change for the betterment of yourself. So then it kind of like will trickle out. And can see that happening with my family. I'll have more time and more energy to put into the things at home. Um wh- I hope, but I know that will happen. And then like hopefully they'll reap the benefits.
And and the chat too, what did I say? I was like, if I could tell one thing, my mantra right now for being so happy is to tell people to come back to your intuition and your energy and to see where you're taking on other people's opinions. Where are
Mm.
you taking on
Yeah.
other people's, not even other people's, but societies or your parents or your grandparents? Who taught you these beliefs?
Mhm.
And then once you kind of recognize those, come back to your intuition and then listen to yourself
Yeah.
and no one else. And that is a lot easier said than done, especially when you have family. Then
Yeah.
it's about talking to your family and getting them on board. But it's so essential to living an authentic life. So we don't
Mhm.
wake up. My friend teaches comedy, stand-up comedy, and um what is it? Improv.
Mhm.
And she teaches this class for beginners, and she has, middle-aged to like 65-year-old women come in after they're retired. And she's like, every time, without a doubt, I know what they're going to say. And they basically say, I'm trying to rediscover who I am because I spent about 30 years taking care of everyone else but myself.
Mm.
And I'm trying something to, enhance my creative spark, which is amazing. But the fact that you for 30 plus years felt like you couldn't take care of yourself.
Yeah. I hope that we're shifting away from that. I feel like that generation, like the older folks did that. And I feel like now I'm in a lot of online like mom forums and things. They're like taking back some of that like power, and it's really
hard. I'm not a mom yet, but I always kind of envision that, and like, how is that going to look where you're, I think this is a whole other episode, but how do you connect back to yourself of who you are? Because you have so many extensions of yourself now out in the world that you are so concerned about for their well-being and that love.
So
it's not overnight. That's for sure.
Hats, but
what did you say?
To wear many hats is hard to do, and then you have to come, figure out, remember that you have your own like likes and dislikes and hobbies and interests, and that's a whole other thing. But
so we also got, so those were the universe messages. We got transformation and mastery. So just as you were talking about this, like stepping away from the norm. So if you're watching right now in some aspect of your life, maybe you're thinking of stepping away from the norm of how things were done before, or things were done in the past. And that could be a job, it could not be, but it feels like we're shifting into ending this cycle and stepping into mastery of our own lives.
That could also be, like you just said, ending the cycle of something that was before you. That could mean so many things, like your mindset, how you react, like your anger, how you react to situations that upset you, how you communicate, not just like parenting, because like your toolkit that you have when you go into adulthood to like be a functioning member of society, what's in that toolkit is like what you gained throughout childhood. So everyone that influenced you and all of that, you have to somehow like take it and make it work for what you want to do and who you want to be. So it's
a lot of like deconditioning.
To break some cycles that you don't want to continue is a lot of work, but it's necessary to do sometimes.
And it's like the first step is awareness. So if anyone's listening and this is resonating, amazing. But if you're feeling kind of overwhelmed, like, whoa, just honestly, the first step is just awareness and thinking like, okay, what do I believe? And do my beliefs serve me? And just start to become curious. That's it. Okay, so we also got Yang. It's so interesting. We got these mastery, transformation, very forward movement cards, the masculine energy that is getting things done, to-do lists, movement, progress. And then we got the here and now reversed, which to me is like we're not in the present moment, meaning the ego is projecting us into what if we're making the wrong decision? What if we're not doing the right thing? What if, in the future this thing happens and I made the wrong decision and all of this? But the amazing part is we got not for you. So as you were talking about, what do you say to people that don't really understand? First of all, it's none of their business. Second of all, they're coming from their own filing cabinet, but also it's like that can be for them.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. Not everyone's like not everyone's on the same journey.
It says rejection is God's protection. So the appearance of this card indicates you are not going to attain what you want right now, that indeed your dreams for that exact thing will not be fulfilled in the way that you think. It's a time to radically accept that not everything is available to you at the moment that you want it. Take heart, for there are benevolent forces who desire the very best for you and have a clearer idea of what is for your highest good. Rejection is God's protection. Something much better is on its way.
I don't know if you also said this, but my TikToks have been full of people saying positive affirmations.
Yes, me too.
Yeah, and someone said, they're like, this is the affirmation that pretty much like changed my whole mindset about everything. And it was, what is for me will pass me by.
I say that all the frickin' time. I think I
Mm.
told you that the other day,
Yeah.
but I'm sure you saw it on TikTok too. What is four
Yeah.
people who pass me by, and I'm
I
always
heard
thinking,
you, and then it was like TikTok.
oh, and you're always taken care of.
Yes. Mm-hmm.
So say hi if you're watching. Let me know if you'd like a card. We're gonna get into Beth's reading now.
Mm-hmm.
Beth, do you want a general? But yeah, it's
What's on your mind? Is there something that you need Lindsay to focus on?
and Lauren. She says, "Ooh."
Anything in particular? Side note, it is so nice out.
Yes. It's kind. Has it fall? You you have a huge exam.
Mm-hmm.
Is it fall weather at home, Lauren?
Yeah, pretty much. I mean, 60, cooler. Like we have the air conditioner off for the past couple days, so it's been really have windows open.
And I love this vibe because I hate being hot. Okay, so you're coming up for work, posting for a promotion. So you want to get some insight on that?
Interesting, Beth. So this whole conversation.
Yeah, let's see if Beth's cards. So we essentially got masculine energy, which is the yang, which is the hard work. We got the not for you at this time, and we got the here and now. So scariness. So let's see what your personal message is. What does Beth need to know about this experience? How can she be supported? And what she's going after. Whoa! So many cards just flew out. Okay, hold on a second. Okay, so we got the feminine energy reversed. We got time to go reversed. To the sea and by the book. Let's see some of these messages. Do you have trouble? Okay, so the yin reversed. So when I said about the masculine energy, like the go, 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 getting to-do lists done, etc. The yin is the flow. The yin is the relaxing, the caring for yourself, the allowing, the receiving. It's quite interesting because I think most females aren't actually very good at this. We always want to be giving. Not to speak for everyone, but it can feel very hard to receive help. So do you feel like you're not as open to receiving help? The protection message is, do you have trouble receiving? You stop the flow of abundance when you continually insist upon being the giver. You can't always lead, always give, always teach. You must be the student, the open vessel, and the one who receives the gift gesture or offer in equal measure. Open up and let love, life, abundance, and spirit fill you without demand or expectation. Just receive the bounty that is yours. Interesting. So that's that message. I'm going to see how these all flow together. So you could be pushing a little too hard right now or putting that pressure on yourself. So you received a card that says destiny is in charge here. You lose nothing and gain everything when you surrender to that. Your soul knows that your destiny is unfolding with perfect timing and synchronicity. Your small self has doubts, but that is natural as it doesn't have the map of your destiny. The soul does. Spirit loves you and trusts that. So once again, it's the everything is working out for you. So whether it's this particular promotion opportunity, and it totally could be, I have two other cards here, so I'm going to see about that, but deepening your trust that what is for you, like Lauren said, will not pass you by, period. And I think that we, especially with exams, because I just think back to school, we get so worked up about it and we put so much pressure on ourselves. So this is more about easing into the flow of relaxation, trusting yourself, and knowing that if this opportunity is aligned, it's going to come for you.
Mm-hmm.
So to the C, being in flow, returning to source, recognizing how pieces fit together and a natural pattern of events. So the flow, can you do something to ease into the flow for yourself? Something relaxing, something divine, something spiritual, or going for a walk, taking a bubble bath, getting a pedicure. Yay. Hi, Sarah. How are you? Yes, of course. Oh, Sarah said, yes, I was doing this earlier. That was a huge theme. We're all putting so much pressure on ourselves for no reason. How can you release some of the stress? Because when you step more into the flow, it'll come more effortlessly. Isn't it wonderful when you feel yourself in the flow of life? When events and conditions seem to engage you in a way that is fluid and effortless? This card reminds you that going with the flow is exactly what you need to do right now. Ride the wave of opportunity formed by perfect conditions. Allow trust and faith to guide you forward as you flow like a river into the sea of life.
So I'm hearing, Beth, to let go of a little bit of the anxiety and stress about it and just know that what is for you will not pass you by.
Yep.
You'll do great on the exam. That's not a question. If this position is what you're supposed to have, you'll have it.
Yep. And
Period.
And also, I feel like affirmations would just be really, really good for you right now.
Mm-hmm.
Like, not like unless this feels good, like if I am going to get a 90 or 100 or whatever it is on the exam feels good, then say that. But say, I deeply and completely love and accept myself. I deeply trust in the universe. What is for me won't pass me by. All of those good ones that are just going to make you feel so safe and secure and successful.
Mm-hmm.
That's great. So basically go with the flow. And I want to pull you a Gabby Bernstein card too, just because these feel good.
Gabby
is the best. Yeah, and so no wonder you're feeling a little stressed out. Your ego's like, oh my God, girl, we gotta get this. And meanwhile, the universe is like, chill.
Oh. It'll be fine. Got this. You're studious.
What did you say?
She's studious. She's studious.
She's God. Not wanting to come out. I slow down and listen to the guidance that's available to me.
Mm-hmm.
When I'm in a state of appreciation, I'm in vibrational alignment with my true love nature.
Beautiful.
That's beautiful. Hello. How are you? Let me know if you'd like a card. Going with the flow. That is your mantra. I love it.
You got it.
Hi, Lori. How are you?
Hello.
So that was pretty amazing. Amazing reading. Go with the flow.
Those are all like so connected and all made sense. That was really good.
I love when the cards come out from the different decks and they all basically have the same meaning. And
especially when they're from different decks. Like, yeah.
It's like confirmation to be like, okay, here's the message.
Right.
Like if, the collective message was a little more about mastery and masculine energy. So that was not Beth's particular message.
No. And I like that they were different because that's very personalized.
So before we go to Sarah, thank you to everyone who's watching. Let us know if you want a card reading. I'm Lindsay, and this is Lauren, and we're best friends.
Tessie. It's been a Tessie. Except we don't have Tessies.
Lauren, guess what? I won that star. Did you see on Instagram?
I saw it on your story.
I won Starbucks.
Go on the Starbucks date. Let me know.
Definitely, always. What else was I gonna say? That's about it.
I caught some of Sarah's readings that she mentioned earlier on her Lionheart page while I was at work, and it was so nice. Sarah, I love, like, it's you guys are very like similar, your shows, and Sarah, I loved your live. I just propped you up while I was working, and I liked listening because at that time at work, it was stressful. I was trying to deal with something. There's something going on this weekend for a doctor I support, and I was stressed because, like, obviously I'm not in the office over the weekend to help, so I had to make sure everything was set up today before leaving for the long weekend, and there was some information missing, so I had to like contact lots of different people. So I was kind of in like fight or flight mode a little bit, which is like one of the main reasons why, if you haven't heard, that I am leaving my job and going to something a little less stressful. But I liked your live. Side note.
Very beautiful, loving energy.
Yeah.
Basically. I'm sharing this to rock your fear. Okay. So Sarah, what does she need? Lori says, doing great, staying so positive, beautiful. Lori, amazing. Yes, we can do that. Hi, Sandy. Good to see you, as always. Okay, so let's go to Sarah for her card. Sarah, do you want a general or do you want something more specific? So we'll leave a second. Also, Lauren, have you seen any spooky TikToks lately or universe TikToks that we need to chat
No. TikTok wants me to only see right now military homecomings, spooky like skinwalker Appalachian things, and the affirmations. That's full of my feed right now.
The affirmations have been huge on my end.
Yeah.
Which is nice. I do like affirmations. It's just that they really need, I have a couple things with affirmations. First of all, they need to be in alignment, which means, affirmations really only work if you're in a vibrational alignment, which means that you can believe it to some degree. So I think as we're like heading up the emotional scale, let's say we're thinking about money. Right? I am abundant. I am always taken care of. I love receiving unexpected money. There's all these different things, but if you're like, you know what, I'm going to receive 20K next month, and that feels scary, or that feels like, what if that doesn't come through? I think that's where affirmations, we can get like a little tripped up. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I think you need to find the right one. Right. Not that you wouldn't receive 20K next month. Like, that doesn't mean that you can't have one that's like for the top is large, goal or vision for yourself. But at the same time, I think maybe starting small always helps for me.
You got to do like what you believe in first. Okay, so going into Sarah, I'm going to do a general read for her. Deep knowing. Yes, Sandy, you can have a card pull. Lauren, we got to get you some cards.
I would love some. Nathan has some. I think I told you that he bought.
Are they the traditional tarot?
I don't know. I'll have to check out what he bought. I'm not sure. He was like he was reading up on the little book the other day.
He's so cute.
He's a cutie.
Okay, so deep knowing, intuition, listening to the oracle within, empathy, and hypersensitivity. Not a surprise. Intuition. Intuition is the faculty that allows you to enter into a dialogue with source, the consciousness that you are a part of but cannot see with the naked eye. It's perplexing that people are taught to ignore this natural capacity to navigate their journeys, to access their inner guidance. Know that you have an ability to read between the lines and find all the truth that was missing. This deep knowing allows you to open the door to wisdom that is far greater than what is available in the limitations of human experience. This is essentially everything you know, but if you needed a reminder that your intuition is spot on, here it is. And basically for the prosperity message, it's like paying attention to your hunches and going with that and not listening to the rationale, especially of anyone else, but really deepening your connection to the gut. The energies of all thinkers and creators, all inventors and leaders, and all that you need in order to leap into success are available to you. This is an act of listening intently past the busy mind. Your genius awaits.
All right.
Very Scorpio.
Oh, speaking of Scorpio, I got in the elevator at work, and there was an older volunteer gentleman who came on with me, and he was like, I said, what floor are you going to? So I could press it for him. And he said 7. And I said, okay. And then he lucky number 7. And I'm like, yeah. And he's like, that's my lucky number. My birthday's November 7th. And I said, oh, mine. He said, mine's 11/7. And I said, mine's 11/1. And he was like, Scorpios. And I'm like, yes.
Lauren, I love.
Yeah, it was so funny. And I'm like, okay, have a good day. Because then he got off. But I was like, you never see like an older person.
I love that.
Address like, your sign or whatever. It was so funny.
Oh my God. That is the cutest.
He was great. Yeah, he had some mail. He was going to do the mail. So I was like, oh my gosh.
That is the universe right there.
Yeah, that when you said that, it reminded me of that today.
Scorpios, me, Sarah, and Lauren are all Scorpios. Do we have any other Scorpios watching right now? That would be interesting. Okay, so you also received exchanging gifts, which is like basically you're receiving so many opportunities and you have everything you need to seize them. Yet in order to honor them, you must put in the time, exchange your experience and skills, and commit heart and soul to what you're choosing to pursue. You can do it. You have what it takes to be successful if you align with the law of giving and receiving, which you 100% do with your readings. You must engage in a dance of give and take, push and pull, doing and being. If you let fear guide your choices, you could deplete yourself or create an imbalance. So once again, tapping into your intuition. This is not a time of just do. Use your currency wisely and be mindful of the value others bring to your life. So that also means you have no idea who is going to come across you, who is going to offer you the next opportunity. The next person that you read could be the person that wants you to work with them as another major contract or something. So I am an Aquarius moon, Sandy. Which basically means it's like about my emotions. I don't know. Okay, and then poised reversed. Okay. So basically this is saying don't wing it. Don't like fake it till you make it, Sarah. You have everything you need, but don't force something that doesn't feel right. Only listen to your intuition and allow for the flow and allow for the right things to come for you and allow for it to be easy and connect to that instead of like if something feels like kind of out of your reach, like there's so many opportunities that will align. So if something comes up that doesn't, don't do it is what I'm hearing. Yay. Okay. So I'm going to do a quick commercial break. Then we got Lori. Oh my gosh. Lori's a Scorpio.
Oh, there we go.
Love it. Okay. So then we got Lori and then we got Sandy. We'll be right back. just hanging out, talking about the universe, talking about life. Anything else?
What else is there? Aliens. That's also been on my TikToks a lot.
Like also the lady that talks about mermaids a lot.
Yeah, not so much mermaids. It's like aliens and creatures in national parks and the Appalachian Mountains. So, like that family who unfortunately passed away in that national park, they just found them deceased. Like, no, they did. They thought it was like maybe a toxic gas that was coming from a cave or something nearby. But ruled that out, ruled out homicide, ruled out suicide, ruled out they did autopsies. Like, I don't know what more they could do to figure out how this entire family passed away. So I don't know.
I'm scared.
Yeah, it was weird.
Well,
it just happened recently, so it's been in the news. I know you don't like to watch the news.
I don't watch the news. That's not, that's kind of why. I mean, I
know
live under a rock, but like it brings my vibe down. Like politics lately, man.
Yeah, no, I get it. I'm like, give or take. Like, I like to watch the weather, maybe.
Yeah. Yeah. All right, friends, we will be right back. Let us know if you want a card pull. Here's a commercial for you. We are back, Lindsay and Lauren, talking about the universe, pulling cards, all of the things.
Hello.
Let us know if you're on and want a card pull. Okay, Lori, let's pull you a card. Positive Lori. I love it.
Love positivity.
Lori, did you tell me that you were like starting a new health journey? I was wondering how that was going. Whoops. It's Friday.
Remember TGIF on Channel 7 on ABC?
Yes.
And all those like shows, and they used to play movies at like 9:00.
Yes.
I miss it.
Oh my gosh. Isn't like the Harry Potter series, like, do they still do that? Like the all day Harry Potter?
I think so. I haven't had cable since I moved out of my house.
Mm-hmm.
You know, we've always like had streaming.
Hi, Jessie. Jessie wants one.
Hi, Jessie.
Jessie, are you watching it upstairs with the fam bam? Okay, Lori, got it. Okay. Whoops. Doing pretty good. Go to the doctor at the end of the month. Oh, that's so great.
Oh.
Let's see. So we got radical acceptance in reverse. which means, okay, so I was thinking about this for myself today, actually. So maybe you're doing this already, maybe you're not. When we're on health journeys, I think oftentimes the ego voice really kicks in, the rules really kick in, the comparison can kick in. But I was thinking, how can I accept my body fully in this moment in deep acceptance with deep love every step of the journey, every step of the way, no matter what is going on, so that we radically accept ourselves while we're on that journey, which is almost like, you know what I'm saying? It's almost like a paradox. But
Yeah.
if we can get ourselves to the space of like, I deeply and completely love and accept myself as I am now, we're coming from that place of safety. So that's what I'm feeling for you. Oh, hi, Sarah. So I did your reading. So you're going to have to go back and watch. But the message was essentially intuition, tons of connection, tons of opportunities, but also don't feel like you have to wing it or do something out of your spectrum of what you want to do. Basically, go back and listen to it. But like, opportunities are coming, but go for the aligned opportunities instead of forcing.
Also, Sarah, I said that I was listening to your Lionheart live earlier, and it helped me at work during a stressful time. So
Nice things are nice.
I liked your live. Thank you for doing that earlier.
Okay. So then, Lori, we have acceptance, and then we have do not make yourself small. Dim your life force and inner light and reduce your power to keep love. Who or what in your life is causing you to do that? Do you dim yourself out of fear, or because you have a sense that you are unworthy and unlovable, or perhaps too much or too smart? The goddess Midas offers an important alignment task. You must face this fear and say a resounding no. Even in the face of the greater story of cultural conditioning, be brave and courageous and ask how you can be a part of the solution. Playing small is an excuse to not be accountable for your personal power. You have an abundance of life force energy in you, so come out of the shadows and let yourself shine. Take the risk and bring your wisdom to the world. We need you. So, how are you staying small? And that also, I was just thinking of this today, like totally ties into our weight and our appearance in this world and our health. Sometimes it's just like easier. It's almost like a shield. I don't know if you've ever felt that, but it's kind of like this. Yeah, but I almost feel like it's like a person too that might be making you feel like that, Lori. So know how beautiful you are. Know how powerful you are. Don't let anyone diminish that. Lauren, any thoughts?
No, I agree with that. The one part where you said that you had to fight against someone who you disagreed with, was that part of the card?
Oh, excuse me. I didn't know you were. I thought you were asking Lori.
Oh, no. Well, I forgot the exact wording, but it was like you have to. So, Lori, if you want to make these health changes for yourself, like maybe someone's not on board, or someone's not as supportive as you want them to be, or you don't really have people like rooting for you as much as you wish them to be. I think what Lindsay was saying, like, you have to stay true to yourself and be doing it for yourself, and don't mind and that's what we were talking about earlier too, is like other people's expectations and other people's opinions about us and how we're living in our jobs and how we're parenting and how we're, adulting. We have to kind of tune it out and do what we think is best.
And I'm feeling like there's like a cycle or a lesson or something that's coming up for you that you don't need to keep learning. It's like it keeps coming up in your life, and now is the opportunity to face it. And we all have those that kind of like, okay, circles back around. How am I going to face
I don't like when that happens.
Me either.
I hate it, actually.
You're just like
I didn't face it before for a reason, and I don't really want to do it now. It's like jury duty.
What's an example of that that's happened in your life? Like, do you have an example? Not to put you on the spot.
Actually, it's not so much like spiritual. So when I have like a long to-do list or a lot of like, if my house is messy, I don't have any groceries in the fridge, there's laundry to do. So when there's so much, I get overwhelmed and then I don't do any of it. Or if I know that there's like a chore that I have to do, like pay the toll bill from the time I went to Grand Island to go pick up my Chinese food or whatever, and it's sitting there and it's not, I didn't pay it yet because I'm like, I'll pay the $1.90 thing online. It kind of haunts me. Or like Gianna paperwork. Gianna needed paperwork turned in for her school. And I was like, yeah, I'll get to it. And then like, people are maybe emailing me like, hey, did you get to that yet? And I'm like, I don't have like 30 minutes to sit down and fill out this much of, so, some things I put off. And when I procrastinate, it kind of bites me in the butt. So I don't know why I do it, but I do it anyway.
I don't know. Did I forward you this email before? I have to pull this up right now. Procrastination is essentially a form of protection. It's kind of a sidebar. Maybe it does apply to Lori, but I think we can all relate to procrastination, but it's essentially the brain protecting ourselves.
That's definitely a Scorpio thing. So Lori, if you also...
Is it?
Procrastinate, yes.
Okay. So here's the cycle. We set a goal or intention to do something. We cannot follow through with the intention, which essentially breaks the promise to ourselves. The ego story then the brain, which is all the negativity. These thoughts create an emotion. So fear, anxiety, shame, blame, etc. And then an adaptive coping mechanism is used to soothe ourselves, which is the procrastination. So it's like, I don't want to do that paperwork right now, even though I know it'll help me to feel better, but like, I just don't want to.
Yeah.
Scrolling, using a substance, mindless eating, numbing, or checking out. And then self-abandonment. Oh my God, this is so aligned because, okay, so just so everyone knows, this is from Dr. Nicole LaPera, and she's called The Holistic Psychologist. And I also believe she has a podcast. But the last part is the self-abandonment cycle, which is like the cycle of stuck, because we don't really understand what procrastination is because it's protection. You might be thinking, why would I want to repeat old patterns? And it's for the subconscious mind. Familiar patterns are safety because they can be predicted. We are evolved to survive, not to be happy. So our subconscious mind views the predictable familiar as safe because we know how to respond. And that to me feels also like, how you would like wait till the last minute to get something done, like an exam or like homework, whatever, that like goes into the survival.
So wait, you mean like cavemen didn't care about being happy?
No, they wanted to survive. We are wired to survive.
So at what point did humans want to be happy?
I think now we're to a point where many of us in this world can survive, right? We have water, we have food, we have conveniences of the world. So because we're in a safety, then the next level, it's like, what am I thinking of? The Darwin, is it Darwin? But some kind of scale where it's like, once you elevate, it's the needs, the hierarchy of needs. Where basically once you pass survival, then you can go to happiness. Here it is.
Interesting.
Yeah, it's fascinating how the brain works to me. So physiological is first. So that's like air, water, food, shelter. Then safety, personal security. Then love and belonging. So that's like being a part of the tribe, friendship, family. Then it's esteem, which is respect, self-esteem, status. And then it's self-actualization, which is the desire to become the most that one can be. Fascinating. Okay, so Lori says she procrastinates. So hopefully that message we can all relate to that though. Yes, Sarah, it's the Maslow hierarchy of needs. That's exactly what it is.
Oh man.
Okay, Lori, let's pull you one last card, and then I'm gonna go to Sunday, and then I'll go to Jess, and then I want to pull a card for Lauren, and then we can wrap up. But yeah, sorry to interrupt you, Lauren. If you want to say something else, it's just when you ask a question, I'm like,
No, I failed science, so I that whole lesson. I guess I've never heard of that. Yeah, I failed science and math B like twice, and I'm not a math and science person.
I can relate to that. Samesies, girl. Okay, Lori. You got, when I'm tuned into the energy of abundance, I become abundant, and I can decide today to recalibrate my energy and commit to love and joy. Yep. And that is nothing to be ashamed of, because it really is that change, and the mind comes up with, this has failed before. I am not good at this. What if I hurt myself? What if I can't sustain this? Right? Why would I go for a walk if it's not going to do anything for me in this moment? We all have our own things.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, Sarah, I already did your reading. I told you twice what your reading was. You're going to have to go back and watch. It was a good reading too, I have to say.
Yes, it was. As
Lauren once said, Lauren,
that I think this is the third
this is the third time Lauren's given you this compliment.
Sarah, I watched your live from earlier on your Lionheart page while I was at work, and it helped me a lot because it was nice to just listen to and tune in for a little bit. I was kind of handling a stressful situation, so I had you propped up over here, and it was nice to have that going during my stressful time. So I enjoyed your live earlier. Thank you for doing it. Hi, Sandy.
Okay, Sandy, let's get you a card. We got Sandy, we got Jess.
What's going on with Sandy?
Sarah said, I'm sorry, but thank you so much, boo. Yes, and I was saying before, your energy is so good, so loving, so beautiful. Like, you're totally tapping into your intuition and your power. Lori says, so glad to listen, and no, I'm not alone. Of course, you're never alone. Never. We all have the same stuff. I know Sarah can agree too. Like, it's like, we know what's good for us. We know what's going to help, but just breaking out of those habits of keeping ourselves safe. The mind thing, we're going to stay safe.
Yeah, 100%.
Disconnect from Lori. Okay, am I connected? Okay.
What are you doing?
I've noticed that I don't always disconnect from the person prior to me to choose energy. So now that I've been doing that, I've been feeling a lot better.
What are you doing? I couldn't see. Was it this?
I was just kind of like cutting the energy. Try it. And then it's like, once I disconnect from Lori, then I can connect to Sandy.
I'm losing daylight.
I know. Do you need to go? I want to pull you a card. Put your light on.
Let me see if this works. Everyone, I'm hiding in my vehicle from my children. I am out here. Oh.
Oops. Okay, Sandy. Okay, we have directing my focus onto what's thriving creates more of what I want. So what's going right in your life? When I make joy a priority, brilliant ideas will come naturally. Support will surround me and movements will form.
Those are such pretty cards.
If you're looking to get cards, you should get these. Just get them on Amazon. They're the Gabby. I mean, she has like 3 different decks.
Mhm.
My true safety lies in my capacity to align with the love of the universe.
Ooh.
And then we received inexperience reversed. They are so pretty. The goddess Persephone was forced to pay a high price. Today she is a wiser goddess, and the alignment task offered to you is simple. If you feel unsure in any way about what is being offered to you in life, step back and ask, do I have enough knowledge and strength to explore this without attachment to what lies ahead? If yes, jump in. If no, consider the wisdom of waiting. For this or something better now manifests for you in divine timing. Don't fall for seduction.
It's so hard to wait. How do you know? Okay, I have a problem with that card because how do you know? What do you mean? Like, how do I know if I'm being seduced or if it's the universe telling me this is right? Or, like, you know what I mean?
Yeah. It's honestly, the answer is your intuition. The
Mm,
answer is in your feeling. The answer is in your gut. You
I
know,
know. It's maybe it's that saying, like, if it sounds too good to be true, it is.
if it doesn't feel right, yeah. If it doesn't feel right, if something feels off kilter, if you're not fully connected to your energy, if you're listening to someone else's energy, we've all bought things before due to a sales pitch. And it's not, sales pitches are amazing. Like they offer us what we need. But have you ever bought something and afterwards you're like,
Why did I buy that?
yeah,
Yeah.
it's like you don't have to participate in everything.
It's like all those damn pairs of LuLaRoe leggings I have now. Why did I buy that?
I remember, I think Meredith had that at our house or something, or did we have it at your house and Meredith was helping?
I don't. Yeah, either one could have definitely happened, or both.
I feel like I remember that. They do have cute clothes. Okay. Next is I'm gonna pull a card for Jess. Oh wait, first I have to just Sandy, there's your message. I hope it aligns. All right, Jessie. I don't even know if Jess is still watching. Oh,
Jesse, are you still watching? Because that card, just
like
took
there
out.
are tons of cards that just flew out. Of course. It's so weird. Like this card like flew out and landed on my armrest. So we got forgiveness.
Mm.
We got mastery. We got devotion. I'm going to read forgiveness because I think, liberation. So essentially, forgiveness is going to liberate you and set you free. I always get forgiveness, and I think it's one of the hardest things for me to do.
Forgive others or forgive yourself?
I think both, but definitely others. I can really hold on to resentment. You don't do that? Like if Nate says one thing to you and it pisses you off, don't you remember it for like a year at least?
A year? I don't know. But I think for a little bit I'll remember it. But I do get over things quickly. But if I remember and it still bothers me, I don't really know that I fully forgave it. You know what I mean?
I feel like I just harbor resentment.
Yeah. Yeah.
Like if Josh says something to me, I'll literally say it like over and over again for like 3 more years.
Remember that one time that you said I was ugly?
Remember that one time you did this? I'll give you an example. We just started dating and we had started dating in like February and he already had plans for Easter with his friend. And I really wanted him to come over, but I also was like, okay, I don't want to like pressure him to come over. And that was Giggy's like last holiday where she could really like be with us and like come to the house and be like functioning.
Yeah.
And I always held on to that, and like I always like bring that up, which is like a crappy thing to do.
That's terrible. Get Josh on the phone. Get him on the phone. Josh. I'm so sorry.
I'm so sorry that you married this person. Oh my god. It's fine, guys. Okay.
Okay.
So Jess's message is, sometimes life invites us into conditions that challenge us to the core. As the Celtic goddess Brandon forgave those who caused her own death by a broken heart, she asks you to set yourself free from the seeds of resentment. We are wounded by others and weave stories about our hurts and losses that live on in our hearts and minds. We come to distrust the potential of love and connection. No matter what the story is or when it began, forgiveness is the key to freedom here, aka liberation. Forgiveness allows for mending and repair, opening the heart to give and receive. If you need to forgive yourself or others, now is the time to do it. Keep your heart open and you can begin again. Only beauty, freedom, and treasures are found in the spirit of forgiveness. The goddess Branwen is here to support you. Beautiful.
Always nice to have a goddess on your side.
Yes. You too, Sandy. Thank you so much for coming by our show.
Andy.
Okay, Lauren, do you want goddess power? Do you want super attractor? Or do you want wisdom of the oracle?
I want the goddess. Please and thank you. I'm waving at Nathan in the window. Are you okay? Oh, Gigi's in the window. Are we good or are we bad? He's doing this.
Okay, let's pull you a card so you can get to your family.
Gigi. Oh, he's like, Gigi goes to sleep. 5 more minutes.
Lauren, what does Lauren need?
I need a lot.
Okay, interesting. I just feel like you're not feeling super present right now.
I never do.
Okay, so we got time reversed, like you're feeling like you're running out of time, which was also the here and now message from earlier. And then you got the future reversed, like you're just kind of like, oh boy, like what's gonna happen, instead of just
dropping into the here and now. It's something that I'm constantly working on.
good.
And I feel like I have little small victories here and there. And when I recognize them, when I notice them, I try to really recognize it and like be grateful that I did a little bit of the work. I don't know if this counts, but like I sent Nathan and the girls outside earlier because I wanted to clean up a little bit after dinner and everything, and they were playing outside, and I looked out our family room window and all 3 of them were on our little tree swing, like just swinging, and I was looking at them and I was like, that seems better than cleaning. So I went outside because so my point is, like, I was worried about like the tidiness of the house and like how that would make me feel tomorrow. Setting yourself up for success though, like if having a cleaned up kitchen after dinner will make me feel better the next day, that's still like valid and important. And it's okay to choose that too though. But I think like for just today, like, and how I was feeling today, I was okay to kind of let that go and choose this. So that's why I really never feel present, because I'm being pulled in so many different directions.
I know.
Like, this is important and you should do this, but this is also important and you should be doing this. So it's like, what do I do? Which is why my mind's always like this.
Yeah, I completely understand that. And that's why I think the small, like even when you're cleaning the kitchen, that's an act of mindfulness. If you can like just focus on the dishes and listen to music.
Yeah.
So But yeah, trust me. I feel the same, and I also feel like when you're caring for young children, like,
Mhm.
how is it really I think it must be a lot harder to turn your mind to a place of safety because you're just
Mhm.
always thinking of more things.
Yeah.
So it's basically like when you become first of all, it's on page 111. So there you go.
Oh, wow. Hey, I saw 11:11. I've been seeing 11:11 a lot lately.
You are guided. Your angels are with you. Everything is amazing. When you become overly fixated on the future, you rob yourself of the capacity to truly co create a life that is meaningful and rich. It's because doing so gives your power away to something, some destination that has no substance. Perhaps you've been taught that better things come later. The truth is that you can get back into alignment, so consider this. Your life now and how you respond to it are the seeds that will grow into your future. Your alignment task is to remove all the weeds. Bless your life today. Find the lessons and the conditions of your world and be compassionate to yourself and others. We are all learning to find strength in our most vulnerable selves as the world changes rapidly around us.
I like that a lot.
And then the time card reversed is basically like you feel like you're running out of time.
That I feel like speaks more to like, my the girls being young. Like you don't get this time back.
Mm.
So I always feel pressure to enjoy it now.
We're in it's 111 on our time.
Yeah.
And your birthday is 11/1. Like that's the whole
Yes.
other that's a deeper message for you.
Yeah. Yeah. No, all of those are definitely they make sense for like what's going on right now, for sure.
I'm going to read you this because I think it's going to help you. Do you worry there's not enough time? Do you feel you're too late, too stressed, or too overwhelmed? This attitude is fueled by fear, which has a strange and unusual power to contract time. The goddess of time has an alignment task for you. Breathe deeply and trust the process. Know that even if you are temporarily struggling, you will always have enough time to choose how you experience your reality. You can always course correct. So consider this truth. Struggles, disappointments, or delays, seeming delays, are all parts of the experience of life on life terms. Yet, this too shall pass. When cool heads prevail and faith steers your course, treasure is never far away. When you begin to feel overwhelmed, the goddess Aryan Road will remind you of these truths.
I like that a lot. I always feel like I'm fighting with time. There's not enough of it. There's not enough of me. There's too much to do.
Maybe you should have a new affirmation that's like, I have all the time I need to get what needs to get done, or anything that needs to get done today will get done.
Yeah.
And I know, once again, it's like the affirmations are powerful, but they have to like speak, they have to align with you. But I'm in awe of the magnificent guidance that's available to me.
Yay.
Yay! So that's it for our show tonight. Thank you everyone for watching us. Thanks, Lauren, for sitting in your dark car, ignoring your family.
Anytime for you, anytime.
And next time we will do it side by side in person.
In person. You just wanted to go to the lake today.
Yeah, it's fine. So thank you everyone for watching. You know where to get a hold of us. Message us. Let us know what's happening in your lives. Wishing you a great weekend. And we'll talk to you soon.
Thank you so much for joining Card Pulls and Coffee with Lindsay. Every episode is a joy sprung from a tree of life. We hope you'll join us next Friday at 7 p.m. Eastern. Remember to share and like and follow. Until next week, let the stars you follow keep you safe.
You've been listening to WLFE-DB.com, where our shows are your shows.